I'm going to talk a little bit about FlexForm. Last time I talked about it was at the SMWCon, um, which was a milestone because it's not going to be called SMWCon anymore as well. I just heard 2 days ago. Um, FlexForm is an extension from MediaWiki. Am I still not muted now, right? No, okay. Um, and basically, it renders forms in exactly in the way like you would render an HTML5 form. So you got an example here for an HTML5 form, and then how it looks when you want to do it with FlexForm in MediaWiki. So you can do that on any page, on a template, or wherever you want to do that. You just wherever you need a template or a form, you just type it. The only thing you do extra here is you tell FlexForm what to do once a form is submitted, which can be editing a page or creating new pages or multiple pages or editing multiple pages or sending an email. And we've added some more things there as well. And I'm going to quickly talk about that. It's going to be messaging is new. It could already convert Word to Wiki. So you could upload a Word document and it would create a Wiki page for you. And we added an Excel conversion to JSON. Um, we needed it for a customer, and it made sense to add that to FlexForm, so it's available for everybody. Then it now supports. It already was supported reCAPTCHA v3, but it now also supports reCAPTCHA v2 and reCAPTCHA Enterprise. And there's some other enhancements that like feedback from users and stuff. So it's all in the new version. Quickly gonna talk about the messaging. It's really easy. Um, a FlexForm form, you could always do something like when a user has submitted a form, then they come back to the same page they were on, and then top right you would get a notification, which we call the message on success, which you could say thank you for submitting this form and anything which you'd like. But we did that with cookies. Um, and I never felt really good about that. And if you don't have cookies on, it didn't work. So um, I took that completely out, and now it stores them in a database. And that all of a sudden opened up a wide possibility of actually using a form that sends a message to another wiki user. Um, and we always used third-party extensions for that. If customer needed to have like the ability to have like an admin send a pop-up message to a user of the wiki, was always third-party extensions, and now it's built inside FlexForm because, well, we could, and it was easy to implement. So it's really straightforward. You got an input type of message in this case, which is not an HTML5 input type, so it's specifically for FlexForm. And you've got a field called user where you just type in the username, the message, a message title if you want, and what type of message. Is it going to be like an info pop-up or a danger pop-up or a success pop-up? And you can make those pop-ups persistent. So so that a user actually has to click on a button to acknowledge that they've seen the message. So we kind of use it if we have a form and then somebody uses a form to create a new page, but then there's like a manager that needs to, before it's published, needs to have a look at that page and then can publish it. So as soon as somebody creates that new page, then the manager automatically gets a pop-up, a persistent pop-up saying, there's a new page, you need to have a look at it and publish it if or correct it if needed. And finally, the last paragraph there is that you can also have a comma separated list. So you could actually do like a semantic MediaWiki query for users for a certain group and send that message to all of them. Message documentation is here. Oh, it pops up in a different window, so I'll just drag it in. You can all find this on the OpenCSP website. The FlexForm documentation you can find here, and this is the new messaging part, and it's explained with an example as well. Then let's get back to the presentation here. I also have two examples, which would make sense. So let's have a look at the example. Here, actually not that one, it's this one. So here I've built a form which actually looks up all the users that we have on this wiki, and I can easily just select multiple users, say what kind of message it should be, title, and send it, and it will be sent to all those people. And I got a quick example here as well. Two FlexForm forms, one with the tiny MCE text area, and one with using visual editor for also. We got a visual editor in this text area as well. And I just dragged in an image and sent some tests. And in the background, if you look at the source code, I'm just sending this message to myself. So I'm not sending it to other people. So if I just press send, I should get a pop-up, see, on top. So it even supports images or, and this is a persistent message as well. So I need to press acknowledge. Um, but you can even do things like, because um, this is tiny MCE, so you've got some more color support. So let's add some shiny colors. I could send that as well. And as you can see, this also has a message on success, so that's okay. And this is just a normal pop-up. So it's very flexible. There's a lot of things you can do with that. So it's pretty neat. And I'll just send one last acknowledge message to myself, or a message that has an acknowledge or needs an acknowledge. And there's also a special page here. As an admin, you can actually have a look on the special page of FlexForm and see what messages are still open. So as you can see, I still have this acknowledge here. And you can actually see that I haven't read it yet. So if there's a person that has been gone for a long while or doesn't work for the company anymore, you can actually just delete those persistent messages if needed. So you got an overview as well. All right, so let's go back to the presentation. So that's it about messaging. It's really neat, and it's a lot of fun as well. Then the Excel to JSON. So as I said, we already have Word to JSON, and now we have Excel to Word to Wiki. Sorry, that uses Pandoc. So the dependency is Pandoc. You need to have that on your server. But for Excel, it doesn't. The Excel to JSON conversion comes with FlexForm, so you can use it from the get-go. And I'll quickly show you that documentation because it has an example here. So if you have something like this as an Excel document, it would actually become this JSON, which you then can do lots of things with, because FlexForm doesn't only edit pages in the wiki that have templates in it, but you can also edit JSONs or create JSONs using FlexForm. So there's a lot of things you can do, but it's also handy, of course, if you kind of use Vue or other things, and you just need to convert an Excel document, put it in a slot somewhere, and then have the JavaScript do stuff with it. So there's a lot of possibilities. So yeah. So and it supports slots. As I was going to, I said that, but I didn't say it really out loud. So that's the multi-revision content slots, right? So you got the main content, which could be text, and then in one of the slots you could have the JSON with the data that you need to present on the main slot or whatever, wherever or whenever you want to. Then, okay, so as I mentioned, so now supports the full range of reCAPTCHA. So you just in the local settings, you say what kind of reCAPTCHA you need, and put all the credentials in there. And then you just add an extra trigger to the form. I can actually show you that. So you got a quick idea of how that kind of works. Oh, I had it right here. So if you have a form, like a regular form, the only thing you need to add is this to the form tag, and then the reCAPTCHA will be initiated. I think I have an example somewhere at the bottom. This is something, actually here. So the form, you just add this reCAPTCHA, and then that's it. So it's really easy. It's really straightforward. And I think if I go to our website, we have that running there. So if I go to contact, I think we have got so yeah, you got the I'm not a robot thing, but this is all FlexForm. Oh well, I think that's it. That was actually pretty quick. So yeah, that's it. So if anybody has any questions or want to know anything more, as I said, all the documentation, etc., can be found on OpenCSP. So yeah, let me know if there's any questions.
We have a question in the back.
Are we unmuted?
Yes, we're unmuted. Yes.
First, this extension looks extremely interesting, and I plan on trying it out. One of the great things I love about wikis is that essentially nothing is deleted forever. When the recipient sees their message, or when you go as an admin and delete it, is it still somewhere in the database that can be recovered if you misclick?
No, in this case, it's not. And well, if you make it an acknowledge, you actually have to click on the acknowledge button. So if you, do I still have this open? I can click this away, but as soon as I refresh the page, I'll get that pop up again because you actually need to acknowledge it. And you could do something like an extra pop up. Are you sure? If you would like to. But no, as soon as they're gone, they're really gone. Well, otherwise the other idea was to have it create a page, and the page would be the message. But if there's a lot of message sending, there's a lot of pages with a lot of history. If people need it, we could add it, but for now it doesn't work that way. So it adds it to the database, and as soon as you acknowledge it, it's gone.
Any other questions? All right. Any other questions online?
No.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Hope
you.
you all have a good Sunday.